Hi, Kim Van Horn here with Colorado Home Realty. I want to share with you insights regarding iBuyers and how they are offering to purchase your home at an undervalued price with fees upwards of 12% with the perceived notion of convenience. An iBuyer is an instant buyer. It is a company who has an online portal through which you can put your property address and receive an offer on that property as a result of an algorithm they use to determine the valuation. Essentially, it is a company who is looking to buy your home at a wholesale price, create perceived convenience for the consumer, and capitalize on that convenience by selling the property at the retail price the seller could have received if they were willing to handle the process differently. So why should you care? Well, this sort of model has been around for some time and has taken a lot of different names. Prior to the technology that facilitated this process, the last company that had national influence was We Buy Ugly Homes. In this new generation of iBuyers, there is misleading information disseminated to consumers. These companies are positioning themselves as an organization that will help sellers save time and money. They do create convenience, however, the marketing is misleading and inaccurate representation of the real cost to the seller. Here's a quick example. Let's say the value of your home is $500,000. An iBuyer company is probably looking to purchase your home between $425,000 to $455,000. Again, what they're capitalizing on is the consumer desire for convenience, coupled with the potential ignorance of not knowing what your home could be worth. You sell your home at the wholesale price plus some pretty substantial fees, typically between 6 and 12% of whatever the purchase price ends up being. So you not only discount the price of the home, but you also end up paying fees greater than typical realtor commission fees to facilitate the sale. I've conducted some studies that show had a seller pursued a traditional path for selling, working with a knowledgeable professional and experienced real estate broker, that seller would have netted over $30,000 more on a $495,000 property. We're seeing billions of dollars going into this industry, and there are 3 reasons why. First, there is certainly money to be made through this wholesale acquisition of real estate. It's not what is best for the consumer, but it does make these companies money and is a legitimate business model. Second, many of these companies have ancillary services or businesses they own: mortgage, title, property insurance, handyman services, the list goes on. So even if they don't purchase the property for substantial profit, there are other ways in which they make money. Third, and an important thing to look out for as a consumer, is many of these companies are selling the consumer's information to real estate agents so that they can receive a percentage of the transaction that ends up going down a traditional path. The last estimates I saw show that 70 to 90% of all sellers will request an instant offer, but only 3 to 5% actually execute on that offer. Most will go down the traditional path because there is more value to the seller. The iBuyer model will be a good tool for some consumers to use who need a really expeditious or flexible sale. But the numbers show that the cost of convenience to a seller is extremely high, and an educated seller will most likely not pursue an iBuyer company as a viable option. The good news in all of this is I believe this iBuyer phenomenon will force real estate agents to increase the level of professionalism and value to a consumer. By the way, if you are interested in doing a little research about iBuyers, the 2 biggest ones are OfferPad and Opendoor. Also, there is Zillow and Zavi, who are less interested in actually purchasing your property and more interested in acquiring your information to then sell to a real estate agent. Going back to my previous example, do you think $30,000 was worth the perceived convenience of working with an iBuyer? What would you do with an extra $30,000? Call me if you have any questions or comments, and I hope this provides valuable insights into some shifts that is occurring in the industry.